So I just came back from the Netherlands and I wrote up a little blog post and thought I would make it a podcast for you to help you with a quick trip to the Netherlands. I fell in love with Holland, where everyone rides bikes everywhere. It's a captivating atmosphere that gives the vibe of a content, friendly, and welcoming society. How to get there? You can fly into Amsterdam, which is of course, the easiest way to do that. You could also fly into Frankfurt, Germany, which is about a 4-hour drive, or you can take a train. But if you do drive, it's on the Autobahn, which is super fun to drive on. But beware, do not go as fast as you want after you cross the border into the Netherlands, because you run the chance of getting a huge expensive ticket from some kind of unseen radar detector, like me. The ticket included a fee that goes to the rental car company and a bank wiring fee, and that's an expensive little ticket. Also, another option is to go to Brussels, which is just about 2 hours away by train. Renting a car is a good and economical way, if you have a group, to get around if you'd like to visit various cities outside of Amsterdam. Try Sixt or Europcar or any other agency with which you are familiar. You must get the insurance, as most insurance carriers from other countries won't cover you if there's an issue. Of course, the other transportation options are trains and buses, and even a tram in Amsterdam Central. So as far as trams go in Amsterdam Central City, it takes a credit card at this time, 2023, loaded to Apple Pay. So you tap it when you get on the tram and tap when you get off the tram, and then they bill you for that charge. It's possible to tap out a couple of minutes before your stop if the next stop is the one that you're getting off at. And when you get there, then you just press the green button to open the doors. There are little silver bars, like on a turnstile, that are right there in front of the doors of the tram when you exit. They do not automatically open. You just push them to go out. I didn't realize this, and I had already tapped my card. I had pushed the green button, the whole thing. I was just waiting for those little bars to open, and they never did. So then the doors to the tram closed, and somebody on the tram helped me out. And at the next exit, I was able to get off. So don't be me. Also, for the whole tram schedule, you can just use Google Maps on your phone and tell them where you're going from and where you're going to, and it tells you the tram number on there. It's really easy. If you have decided to drive and have rented a car, it's best to park in a parking garage right on the outskirts of Amsterdam while visiting the city. They say a parking spot in Amsterdam lasts 30 seconds, so it might not be worth your time dodging the massive amounts of bikers, pedestrians, and trams while trying to find an elusive parking spot. I highly recommend Parking Center Oosterdok, Oosterdok, as it's centrally located and you can walk to most of the city's main sites from there. It's easy, simple, and cheap. You're going to want to make a reservation ahead of time online. There are other parking garages, 7 of them located outside the city with buses back in. I need to address marijuana because I've spoken with some people who have a misconception that Amsterdam is just filled with marijuana smoke everywhere you go. That's not correct. Sure, if you're looking for it, then you can easily find a coffee house to buy marijuana legally in Amsterdam. There'll be a green and white sticker in the storefront window. If that is not your thing, then don't go to a coffee house. But if you are looking for coffee and pastries, then find a coffee Haus. It's Koffiehuis. You really can't mix them up. Or go to a cafe, restaurant, or bar for your coffee. Now for some recommended activities in Amsterdam. The Anne Frank House. It's a very popular destination, so make sure that you get tickets months in advance. I have always felt a strong kinship to Anne Frank. I read her diary initially when I was young and could relate to a lot of the kid things that she was saying. So it was really a very powerful experience for me. It's very painful also to be in that house, but it's such an important part of history that it is well worth going. If you haven't read her diary in a while, you should pick it up and read it ahead of time. It's important. Another option is the Van Gogh Museum. Purchase tickets ahead. You can purchase those a couple weeks ahead. Vincent was very busy in his 37 years of life, and he was just super talented. So the museum's very spacious and well done, and definitely worth the trip. Another option is the Heineken Experience, which was really a lot of fun. The tour includes an interesting history of Heineken, done in a fun way with lots of interactive activities and 2 small beers at the end. It takes about 2.5 hours, and it's recommended. Reservations are only needed like a couple days in advance. Canal cruise is another option. There are lots of canal cruises, and many of them you can just walk up to the little booth alongside the canal and sign up for the next tour. I went on the Lovers Canal cruises. There's one about a 10-minute walk from the parking center Oosterdok. So if you're parking there, it's a perfect location. It was about 1 hour with a quick overview of the city and an interesting history. There's also some cruises that have hop on and hop off, which might be better for your day too. There is a flower market that is floating, which is pretty cool. It's called Bloemenmarkt. There's, of course, a lot of tulips there, and it's a pretty cool sight to see. Vondel Park is a pretty green space right in the middle of the city with trees, lakes, paths, and restaurants. It's a nice break from the hustle and bustle of the city. And then we have a brewery or brouwerij, IJ, and it actually has a windmill right next to it. There are only 6 windmills in the city of Amsterdam, so this one happens to be at a brewery, and you can get the double experience here. There's indoor and outdoor seating, and it's just a casual place to hang out. This next one is a do-it-yourself canal tour of Amsterdam, which was super fun. If you want to see all parts of Amsterdam by a boat, going through all the mazes, then it's just about $100 to rent an electric motorboat. It'll fit up to 6 people in there, and you can do a 3-hour tour. They give you maps for wherever you'd like to go. If you want to stay in the center of the city, you can do that. If you want to go in the outskirts, you can do that, or a combo, which is what we did. You can rent at Boaty, Boaty, online, and do it a little bit ahead of time. And a really cool part of this whole adventure is getting pizza. So there is a place called San Marco Pizza, which is actually kind of close to the dock where you pick up and drop off your boat. And you just pull up to this hole in the side of the pizzeria, and you hook up your boat, and you just get out, go into that hole where there's a bathroom, thankfully, and you walk up the stairs. There's a little area where you order your pizza, And when they are finished making your pizza, they bring it down and hand it to you through that little doorway hole thing. It's really pretty awesome. So I highly recommend that. Now we're going to little day trips outside of Amsterdam. Kortenhof is the first one. Kortenhof is a small, sweet town about 30 minutes outside of Amsterdam, and is it ever the picture of Holland? Locals gracefully navigate the winding and quiet streets on their bicycles. You'll even see ladies on their bicycles, in their dresses, going to work. It's super awesome. It's really an authentic Holland experience. Kortenhof is also small, charming storefronts, canals, and lush green fields abound. I stayed here at the most wonderful VRBO guest house with sheep in the backyard and canoes to use through the labyrinth of picturesque canals. It could not have been more lovely. There's also a hike here. It's about a 2.5 mile, maybe more of a stroll, through a nature reserve with lush green pastures and canals and peacefulness. It's an out and back trail with a lunch option at the halfway point at Bistro de Garde, I think, Garde. Another adventure right outside the city of Amsterdam is a biking trip to Edam. For an overnight adventure, discover an enchanting journey from the vibrant heart of Amsterdam to the picturesque village that owes its fame to its delectable cheese, Edam. Embark on a captivating bike ride, immersing yourself in the breathtaking landscapes that unfold along the route. Bikes are easy and cheap to rent from various locations throughout Amsterdam. I chose Mac Bike at Central Station. Be sure to get the lock that is offered, as bikes are frequently stolen in Amsterdam. Apparently, there are more bikes in the canal that are on the streets. So when you are renting your bike, ask for a map of the bike route to Edam. I also use Google Maps on the bike setting, which is super easy to follow. So after renting your bike, go to the north side of the station and under the tracks, following the signs to the free ferry boat, which is boot, B-O-O-T, to IJ Plain. It's IJPLEIN. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. It's about a 10-minute ferry ride while you're standing next to your bike. And then once you get off, you begin your journey along bike paths up to the old world gem of Edam. It takes about an hour and 20 minutes at a leisurely pace, and it's mostly flat. When you arrive in Edam, I recommend the Hotel de Fortuna, which is a welcoming hotel with a Hollandesque charm about it. It was built in the 17th century. It's right off of a curvy Dutch road with adorable cottages and canals all around it. However, remember that in the 17th century, they did not have air conditioning, and they don't today, but they do have fans. So if it's in the middle of the summer that you're going up there, or there's a heat wave, then you might want to find someplace else to stay. Also enticing for the hotel is the breakfast is really good and free. In Edam, take time to wander the streets and parks and walk along the canals. It's just adorable. And make sure that you look for cheese. Very important. Once you stay the night, and if you want to spend a little more time in town, that would be great. You can also bike back to Amsterdam, and you go through a few little villages on the way. Feel free to, just wander through those villages. It's really sweet. To find out more detailed information about this trip to the Netherlands, with going to Amsterdam and Kortenhof and Edam, then I have lots more details on quicktripadventures.com. There's also an itinerary for you to work off of if that makes it easier. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.